Oops, sorry guys. Hi! Didn't realize the desktop audio was up almost all the way, so I apologize for accidentally assaulting you with slight dubstep. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. What's going on, you guys? It's been an interesting day. I'm kind of tired, as usual. Oh, we're gonna work on Briars last time, so I'm gonna do that now. What's going on, you guys? Probably get a day off tomorrow. Yay! I wish I had a day off tomorrow. I need a day off. Look at all you lucky peepers. Let me push this down here a little bit. We're starting off this stream with some dubstep, I guess, because that's what's happening. Aw. Jesus Christ, Apple. How are you even alive right now? You haven't had a day off since February? That's wild. Today was another, you know, uneventfully chaotic day at work. Which sounds like an oxymoron, but you've never worked at Sepia. Some of my coworkers spent most of the afternoon up in the front office with the boss, and nobody actually told me and one of my other coworkers what was going on, so I don't know what's happening. But everyone's freaking out about something, and I don't know what. So, that's fun, I would say. I would not say that you're sane. I would say that you are alive and doing your best. No, seriously though, I have no idea what's going on. Like... I'm gonna have to go balance all of these, because, the Exosuit song is very loud, but whatever this is, something from Unravel, it's very loud. So, or very quiet, so I have to go through and fiddle with these some more. Oh, hello music. Hopefully, is it too loud? The volumes appear to be all over the place still. I don't know if I have the right version of the playlist. Windows is really stupid because you can't, like, select the program that you want it to open in. It's really dumb. I don't really get it, I would think. I don't understand how it works. Hey, what's going on, Al? I saw your status in Discord said you were playing God, and that cracked me up. I just thought you should know. That made me laugh. Just suddenly became audible. Yeah. Well, the song that played before was really loud, so I turned it down so that I wouldn't, like, destroy your guys' eardrums, but then it was too quiet. I think Dyer went through and, like, rebalanced all the music because it was too loud, and the, some of it was too loud and some of it was too quiet, and, like, the program Shootsy gave us only made it worse, so... we had to go through and rebalance all the music, but I don't think I copied the right stuff out of our Dropbox, so... yeah. You're such a fluffy. What a fluffy. My Fluff is currently hiding because she's upset that I'm not paying attention to her. She's so weird because, like, she won't sit on my lap when we're on the couch and I'm just hanging out eating my dinner. But, like, the second I have to go to the bathroom, then she wants to be in my lap. So, like, I'm on the toilet with a cat in my lap. And it's like, come on, why can't you just sit in my lap when I want to snuggle with you? I don't want to stay on the toilet for several minutes. Like, come on. Cats are so weird. I was messing around with stuff. Glad it cracked you up. No, I liked it. That was good. Mowgli is like that. They want nothing to do with you until it's inconvenient for you. Shay has this thing about being picked up, too, where, like, she wants to be held and wants to be cuddled and whatever, but she only wants to do it when you're standing. Because, like, I could be standing in the hallway and she's screaming at me, so I pick her up and she's all over my shoulders, rubbing on my face and everything, just the happiest little wub. And then the second I want to go, like, lay down in bed, then she's like, but why? And then she goes and sits out in the hallway until she realizes that I'm definitely not going to feed her and that it's time for bed. Not related to the song at all, but my, I think my, Slime Rancher plush are supposed to come in the mail tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it. Reminds me of how my cat doesn't want to drink from his bowl, but when I pick up his water bottle, he comes running and trampling everything over. Oh, pick up a water bottle. That's so funny. Only wants attention from people using laptops. That too. Shay likes to sit on laptops. She has this uncanny ability to lay on the laptop in the exact spot in which she will turn it off. Like, literally every time. That used to be kind of a problem during the stream before I got her to lay on a blanket, and now she lays on a blanket while I stream instead of, or just doesn't come into the room at all while I'm doing this. She usually only gets annoying when she realizes I'm not really streaming anymore, and I'm just kind of hanging out on the computer. Thirsty boy. Have any of you guys tried out the new Slime Rancher release? I saw somebody was posting stuff from Slime Rancher the other day. Might have even been you, Briar. Sometimes I forget who does what. I see a lot of the messages like in passing while I'm at work. Cat used to sleep on your homework? Well, that's like the best place. That's like prime getting in the way space right there. I played Slime Rancher, but I didn't post anything. I was mostly trying to figure out what I was doing since I hadn't played in almost a year. Yep. I kind of feel like I want to do, like, one stream just of us playing the new Slime Rancher expansion, just checking it out, but, like, a lot of effort. The Buzzy Bee was a thing? Yes. Wanted to get Slime Rancher, but never got to it. Yeah. Question. Owl. Owl, why do you have a 1-bit icon next to your name? Didn't they get rid of those? not mad about it, I'm just curious. Like, how'd that happen? I thought they replaced it with the weird, like, 1, 2, 3 like, system they got going on. Mochi Miles didn't give me a trade yet, and you gotta get a trade for Mochi for the new stuff. Oh, that's lame. Can you just you can keep sleeping, though. You could just keep going to sleep until it shows up. Pretty sure. Because the requests reset at, like, noon or something. The metal bits happen for weekly and then disappear every week. Oh, interesting. Okay. I knew you I figured you had sheared, like, a small amount of bits at some point in your life to me, and I just was wondering why it was still there, because I thought they got rid of that. Oh, the bit badge is permanent, but not the metal one. Oh, okay. I thought they totally replaced the bits. The bit, like, badge. Same as Ogden, but I got that one. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like I want to do, like, maybe one stream of just checking that stuff out. But I guess you gotta get the thing, so. Because we pretty much did everything there was to do in Slime Rancher. I think the only thing I didn't do in Slime Rancher was get the last, like, 3 upgrades for the ranch. The leaderboards just reset every week, month, something like that for bits. I don't know. Interesting. I might need to bring up your room. I don't know if I've got these hands right. I'm kind of drawing them a little bit like Jadoa hands. Saber Hunter slimes are my new favorite comp. Oh my god. I bet those are deadly as shit, though. I love anything combined with a honey slime. Honey slimes are the best. Can't change my mind on that. Honey slimes are the only slimes that matter. They're so great and cute. Tangle slimes are pretty cute. They got that little flower on their heads, so they're kind of adorable. I have honey tabbies and honey phosphors. My entire ranch was, like, almost entirely honeys combined with everything else. So, like, I had honey tabbies. I had honey... No, I didn't have honey tabbies. What did I have? No, I did have honey tabbies. I mixed honey with a bunch of stuff, and then just grew a shit ton of mint mangoes all over the place. Like, all of my gardens had mint mangoes. Honey tangles and honey hunters, those are cute. Yeah, I had honeys and I had mosaics all over the place, I think, because those were my 2 favorites. And then I just combined them with whatever I could. So I had, like, one pen that was, like, honey and rock, and then one that was honey and pink, and then one that was honey and phosphor. Or phosphor and mosaic, or whatever they were, but I was combining them all with those and then just growing mint mangoes in the silver parsnips. Oh, you know what I made, I don't remember what I combined them with, but I had the Tangle Slimes were free range in the, that little overgrowth area you get, and they just ate the chickens all the time. Like, that was all I never had to feed them, because all they ate was the chickens. And then I had the dervish by themselves down at the docks because they were just flinging shit everywhere. And I put the water and the fire ones down there too, because they can't hybridize with anything, so it was safe to put the dervish down there with them. I never got I never got tar that way. Tar the worst. But that way I had a pretty steady supply of, like, pretty much all of the plorts without having to have, like, crazy combinations all over the place. Quantum are grounded to the docks because otherwise they create problems for me. Yeah. That, you know what, that's what I made. I made quantum, they were quantum tangles. And they just free roam in that little side garden area. And for the most part, they don't escape. Every now and then you'd get one that, like, attempted to leave, but it was never, like, enough that it was a problem. And then I kept all my sabers on the little island area, that little area you get after you finish all the stuff for that area. That game is so cute. I could have played that game for hours. I'm pretty sure that's how we did the 5-day rush, wasn't it? I grabbed like honeys and something else and just planted a bunch of mint mangoes all over the place and just let the mint mangoes grow and drop, and then they just free ranged. The whole thing was a lot easier to manage with them penned up, but for a quick 5-day rush where the consequences don't matter, it wasn't too bad. Popcorn Doggo, hello! Welcome. I'm glad you like circles. How's it going? Circles are a pretty good shape, I would say. We're working on a thing. Looks like that. She's got an eel around her neck. It was some sort of eel sort of creature. Is that technically what that is? Is it technically an eel? I'm so hyped that I get to draw paw pads. I never get to draw paw pads. Oh, it's technically a fish. Interesting. Well, I guess it is an eel. Is an eel a fish? Does an eel count as a fish? I don't know. Circles are the most fundamental shape in existing life. They are. That's actually a pretty true statement. Besides, squares are for losers. Maybe. That's how that worked, right? That's how that insult goes. Squares. You're a square. Square with a horn makes you wish you weren't born. That song has come up on my radio, like, my Pandora, like, so that song is, it's like stuck in my head. Every time my brain gets quiet, that's what comes out. Just, you consider Rhombus. Rhombus does have a cool name. It's a good possibility. Good contender, I would say. Thanks for the follow, Popcorn. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Axie Stack. don't know why I said chat. Probably because I'm looking at the chat now. Oh. I considered the rhombus. The rhombus was mentioned, so I considered its existence. It does have a cool name. It is fun to say. Rhombus is just a square with square in disguise. They have like 2 little pads back here, right? Oh, they're in a jawless fish group. Okay, that makes sense. How many little paw pads do these guys does she have? Does she have one here and here? I drew one here, but I don't think that's right. Remind me how your character is drawn. So Popcorn, you just hanging out in different creative chats? Are you an artist yourself? You're more than welcome to share some art if you have any. Or you can just hang out. That's fine too. Curious. We've got a nice little community of artists going on here, so everybody's, you know, we like to share our art and everything. We're pretty chill for the most part. Oh, hang on. Axolotl's sleeping. Hal, I need you to wake up, my friend. Hang on. He's coming. He's waking up. Hang on. I thought the chat seemed oddly quiet. There he is. Alright, he should be up. Trying to find something to binge while I sketch? Well, here I am. There he is. Axolotl, fellas. What you sketching? Sometimes the Phantom Bot program doesn't, like, initialize. Sometimes Windows is like, oh my god, what are you doing? That's not a thing. That's not a real program. You're trying to open that with console command. And then I have to just click Axolotl again because, like, Windows doesn't know what to do with it sometimes. Windows doesn't understand when I try to launch programs through console command instead of launching it, like, the right way. Like, technically, Axolotl is a console command program. Like, it doesn't have, like, an EXE on the desktop, so... Here's an example. Just one tiny extra paw pad on the front paw. Oh, okay, it's only on her front paw, so this one wouldn't be here. Redesigning one of my personas is not going well right now. I know that feeling. You should have been here. You should have been here in this chat. What was it, last Tuesday? I struggle bust on this piece of artwork for like the entire 2 hours. It was great. And by it was great, I mean that I hope someone was, you know, amused by my pain because, God, it was fun. Somebody had fun, I'm sure, but I was dying a little bit. That's probably archived for all time on my YouTube by now. I don't remember. I gotta check my YouTube archive and see if there's anything I need to upload. I've gotten into this bad habit of exporting everything to YouTube and then letting it sit in my private videos for like 3 days until I remember that, oh, that's right, I have to actually publish that. And then I make a, and then I actually make a thumbnail for it and put it on YouTube. Renaming a character, and I'm debating between Moss or Lichen. Both names are very cool. I've never heard a character named Lichen before, though. What kind of character are they? I feel like the kind of character and like their personality would tell me like which one is gonna be better. Like, Lichen sounds a little bit more like badass. if the character's real sweet and soft, maybe go with Moss, but... Oh. Been meaning to redesign my old persona, but I never got around to it. I've been meaning to finish that turnaround I made of Steve, but... I didn't get to it either. Weasel! Kind of bold, explorative house cat. I feel like Lycan fits then. Lycan's just a cool name. I've never heard anybody name anything Lycan. That's my vote. I don't know what anybody else thinks, if you're even asking for opinions, but that's what I think. So much to do, so much to see, never does anything. My problem is I never have time to do anything. I was trying to update my resume just because I haven't done it in a while. And, you know, it's... I mean, it is literally like 2 years old. And, but now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta update my portfolio website too. Like, not even that I need it, it's just I want to do it just so that if I ever do need to get another job, like, it's at least slightly more updated and I don't have to do it, like, as much later, but... Out of time. I also don't really make time, so... 80% of my characters not set in a particular story of plant-related names. It's a good theme. Making time is for weenies. Yeah. Just like sleep is for the weak, I think. Something like that. See, I think, here's what I think. Here's my unsolicited opinion. I think we've been hearing that, phrase wrong. Sleep is for the weak. I don't think it's W-E-A-K. I think it's W-E-E-K. I think it's sleep is for the weak. As in, you should sleep during the week. Alright. Sleep all the week, yes. Alright. One line art. There's your line art. Sleep all year, right? Sleep is for the year. Sleep always. Alright. Guess we'll tab out and work on something else. You guys want to work on? Let's do... Let's get him. We'll get him real quick. Spend about a third of our lives sleeping. This minute, a third of it was spent sleeping. I think I've spent a third of just this year sleeping. I think I just sleep all the time. I think I'm in it. Maybe I'm sleeping all the time. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a constant state of just like that specific sound. Just he's a fancy bird. This dude's gonna look hysterical when I color him though, and I'm so ready. Because like, okay, for any of you who weren't here when I was sketching this, so Jadoa, because they have sensitive respiratory systems, they can't wear any tight-fitting fabrics around their chest. So this is not going to be the white of a shirt. This is just going to be his stomach, and so he's basically just wearing an overcoat. And I'm so ready. Because he can't like really wear a shirt under the coat. I'm so ready. Like a couple of these are really funny to me. Some of these commissions this round were just like cool commissions, and I'm really excited to finish them because they're cool looking, but some of them have like this extra factor, like funny factor to them. And I don't know, I'm endlessly amused for some reason. You guys all know color's my favorite part, though, so I'm excited to get to the color. Oh, that's right, I never sent you the sketch for your bird. Mostly because I'm dumb. Keep forgetting. I'm so used to you guys being here to, like, comment on stuff that I keep forgetting to actually send you guys your stuff. And I need to stop doing that. You chat the whole time, so it's all good. That's true. Were you in chat that night? I don't remember. Oh, at the end, that's right. So you did get to see it at the end of the stream. I like coming up with color palettes, but I hate trying to use them. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes using particular color palettes can be hard. Especially when you're designing for, like, toys, because you can only use a certain number of colors. You can't just use as many colors as you want, because every time you put a touch of color on something, you have to pay for that color. So it could cost you, like, 50 cents to paint a toy in 6 different colors. So at work, I'm always having to, like, count my paints and make sure that I'm not putting too many colors on. And then, of course, I have to grab all the colors in PMS, because stupid China needs it in PMS, and I don't know why, because Hex is so much easier, but alright. Guess it's easier for printing. Got some nice dramatic music for Bird Friend. Oh, you know what? That's why. Look, it's not a collar like that, it's, That's why it looks funny. The collar's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look like this. Oh no, lag! Is anybody else experiencing lag? Because if you're experiencing lag, I can, check on my end. Mine looks fine on my end. The internet is upset. I'm really excited to work on more Vegas stuff. Maybe we'll do that on Saturday. You know, depending. They got their layout done, and I have most of their information written out. Like, I think some of it I can just ad-lib as we draw stuff in. So, you know, I could do that, but... Like, I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to write out all the paragraphs ahead of time. Like, I think I can kind of make it up as we go. I did that a little bit on the Jadoa sheet. There was a couple times I rephrased stuff while we were on stream, and I did just fine, so... You finished a thing, but your computer's being a butt. That's the worst. I love your username, by the way, Popcorn Doggo, and I am surprised that nobody else took it before you, because it's so good. I'm currently soaking in a saltwater bath, and the buoyancy is such that my arms float, and it feels weird. I have always wanted to try one of those sensory deprivation rooms where you, like, float in the salt water, because that sounds like the freakiest experience. It'd probably be so good for my back. I have so many things I could have improved. Yeah. My lower spine's kind of fucked, and I haven't been to a chiropractor in a while, but it's kind of a problem. My neck's kind of fucked up, too. You could potentially need a massage. It could be muscle related, but a lot of stuff's actually skeleton related, and like the massage helps, but it's not like the only thing that you need, you know? Like, a lot of people want to just go straight for the massage, but a lot of the times, massage plus chiropractic care actually does, like, wonders. You'd be surprised how fucked up your back is once you, like, actually get an x-ray done of it. The chiropractor I went to back in Pennsylvania, they basically took a scan. They, like, you know, they did an x-ray, and they found that, like, so, anybody who doesn't know what you know, I know this sounds stupid. For anybody who doesn't know what a spine looks like, like, that's your rib cage. Your spine is supposed to be, and your head's supposed to come forward. So your back's supposed to have this curve in it, and your back kind of makes an S shape. And my back, my neck is like this. And my lower back is also straight. Like, my back is weird and straight, and I lean forward a little bit, so, like, my elbows come forward, or my shoulders come forward. And then also from the side, like, from the front view, like, instead of being straight down the middle, my head is, like, just very vaguely off to one side a little bit, and my hips are tilted. It's really weird when you look at my x-rays. You don't see it when you're looking at me, like, in real life, but when you look at my x-rays, you're like, holy shit, how is she standing? Did I accidentally draw a Jadoa skeleton for the base? Possibly. That would be terrifying for me. I'm not good with Void. I don't know how I would be with Void. I would want to, like, try it just one time. I go in for regular back maintenance. The very top of my spine is slightly crooked enough that I have to have the chiropractor yank myself back into the proper positioning. Yep. I have plenty of parts angry at me. Yep. Yeah, so, like, my whole back is just screwed up completely. I have to do this exercise sometimes at night to straighten my neck, or to put the curve back in my neck, so that because if my neck straightens back out, it pinches. That's where I get migraines from. It pinches a nerve at the base of my neck. That's why I got a migraine the other night. I was doing all that heavy lifting, bringing, you know, bags of soil upstairs from my porch garden, and I didn't do any stretches afterwards, so my shoulders and everything were all, like, mad at me. Roar! It's Riarkra! What's going on? I'm surprised to see you tonight. You don't usually get to come for the weekday, for the, Tuesday stream. We were talking about, chiropractics and void bath. Saltwater bath. Yeah, my chiropractor used to, he would do my neck and my lower back. That was pretty much all he did. My migraines are apparently related to that slight crookedness. Yeah. The nerve that runs down your spine right at the right at the base of the neck, where the first vertebrae meets your skull, if the nerve gets pinched there, that's what causes the migraines, I believe is what he told me. It's been a while since I've been to that chiropractor, so I don't actually remember, but my neck's weird and straight, so that nerve got pinched all the time for me, so yeah, I get migraines bad from that. I know there's other causes for migraines. That's not the only cause. Plenty of people get migraines from other stuff, too. Tension headaches and stuff like that. Still at work. Oh, still awry. Sort of awry. Well, hi. Glad you're joining us for a little bit, even though you're at work. Yeah, that fun stream delay thing, yeah. It hasn't happened to me in a while, but my back used to do this fun thing where, so my hamstrings are real tight, and my lower spine doesn't have the proper curvature in it. Your lower back's supposed to come into, like, a curve into your, the bottom of your hips, but mine doesn't. It's perfectly straight at the bottom. So, what happens sometimes is if I stand up too fast and I haven't, like, stretched in a while, basically my hips are being pulled down by my hamstrings, and then when I lean forward to, like, say, pick something up off the floor, my shoulders are pulling my hips up, and so when I stand up too fast, basically my shoulders let go, and it causes my lower spine to, like, clack into itself, like it snaps together real fast, and so that causes a lot of pain. Those are fun. That can put me out for, like, 24 hours. If that happens, like, I will not get out of bed. I can hardly function when those happen. And, of course, the joy of when I was working in retail was that you couldn't just leave work for something like that, so I spent the whole day doing, like, reshop. You know, I had the shopping cart full of stuff that got returned that was still, like, you know, able to be put out on the shelf, and they just let me walk around with the cart and put stuff away, because I could not do anything. Wild. So don't do that. Go to the chiropractor. Chiropractor good. Constant back discomfort besides the day you get the back adjusted. Yep. Today at work I found a random shirt and pants laying on the floor in one of the aisles. Oh. That's good. Hopefully somebody... I suppose if you work at a store that sells shirts and clothing, that's probably not too weird, but it sounds like that is not the case. I gotta drink, because hydration is important. Hydration is very important. Hydration is, like, omni-important. Drink your water, kids. And adults, because you're not all kids. Not actually kids. I still call myself kids. Did I ever tell you guys about Loot Cart? I don't know if I've told that story before, from my days at Babies R Us. I might not have, because while I was working for Babies R Us, I wasn't actively telling you guys where I worked. I was in a retail store that sold baby things. You work at a craft store. Okay, yeah, that's probably not a good place to be finding, a random shirt and pants then, yeah. So, I'll tell you guys the story about Loot Cart. So, one night, it's like, 8 o'clock at night or something, and Babies R Us is still open for another 2 hours, because it's the holidays or whatever. So, I'm walking around the store, and, just doing my rounds, just seeing if anybody needs help or anything. And, I look across the aisle, I look across the aisle through the clothing department, and I see my, all, 4'8" of my assistant, of the store manager, not the store manager, the assistant store manager, kind of creeping around over there, kind of looking like, I don't know what she's up to, and I kind of she looks at me, kind of make eye contact, and she, motions for me to walk towards her, but kind of, I could just tell by the motion that she wanted me to kind of be near where she was, but not, right on top of her, so I kind of headed in her direction and kind of looped around the department. And I noticed that there's this, you know, she's kind of looking at this couple that's, you know, looking at baby clothes, and they got a big, huge cart full of stuff, and they're walking around looking at baby clothes. But she must have found them suspicious. They were speaking in Spanish, so I couldn't understand them. And they kind of saw me, and I asked them if they needed any help, and they were like, no. So I went back to what I was doing. I went back to the furniture department, you know, whatever. And a little while later, I hear Catherine over the radio. She goes, Katie, you know, can you help me come look for something? So I'm like, okay. So I go over, like, to the front, and she's like, so that couple we were looking at earlier, I'm pretty sure they were trying to steal stuff, so help me look for the stuff they were trying to take. So we start looking all over the store, thinking that they stashed the big cart full of stuff somewhere. Well, they actually just dumped it in the toy aisle. So there was this big shopping cart full of, like, I shit you not, like, $3,000 worth of baby clothes with all of the security tags torn off of them. But they didn't take any of it because I walked up to, you know, because Catherine walked up to them. I guess she walked up to them sometime between me saying hello and walking away because they didn't understand what I was saying because I wasn't speaking Spanish, so she went and spoke to them. Or something like that. I don't know, but the point was is that we found this big shopping cart full of stuff. Like, they were gonna steal, like, a ton of stuff. It was amazing. Retail experience is just a void. It was incredible. I think what ended up happening was that they didn't think Catherine could speak Spanish because she said hello to them in English, and then they started speaking in Spanish about how they were gonna have to hide the stuff because they were pretty sure that one of us was onto them. And, like, but they were speaking in Spanish, and Catherine is Hispanic, so she, like, knew. You know, she could understand everything they were saying, and that's why she was creeping around watching them, because she was, like, she knew that they were up to something. She could understand them. I don't know why they didn't take anything, though. They must have known we were onto them, and that's why they just dumped the cart, but it took us, like, 2 hours to put everything back, because not only did we have to put all the stuff they were attempting to steal away, but we also had to put all the security tags back on all the clothes, and that's, like, a 2-hour job in and of itself. So that was fun. I used to be a supervisor at an Aaron Brothers. I don't know what an Aaron Brothers is, but you know, if it's like any other retail, that's incredible. My favorite theft I have two favorite thefts we had at Babies R Us. My first favorite theft was, my supervisor back at the furniture desk and I were cleaning up one day, and she finds a, I think it was a walker. Maybe one of those little baby seats that you put the toddler in them and they can, like, scoot along in it, and it has all the toys on it and stuff. We found a box of those sitting in the furniture aisle back where, like, all the toy chests and stuff were. And we were just like, oh, well, I hate when people abandon stuff where it doesn't belong. That's stupid. So we were just gonna put it back on the opposite, the complete clear opposite side of the store. We were just gonna put it away. Well, she went to pick it up, and it was really light. And, no, that was a different time. We found, there was one time, the time I'm thinking of, it's been so long since I told any of these stories. The time I'm thinking of was I think we found one of the display hampers was full of a bouncer. Someone had taken a bouncer out of the box and stashed it in one of the hampers, and then must have filled it with stuff. And they basically bought, like, a $100 bouncer with probably $2,000 worth of stuff in it. Favorite thefts. Oh no, some of the thefts were hysterical. My actual favorite theft was one night I was working. It was like 8 o'clock at night or something. And I walked past, the aisle with all of the mattresses, and the other guy that worked at the furniture desk with us, this great little old man. He was amazing. I loved it. He was the best. He was like everybody's grandpa. We loved him. But he was kind of just staring forlornly into the mattresses, and I walked over and I was like, Eric, what's going on? You all right? And he goes, I can't quite reach it, but what's that down there? So I, of course, climb into the mattresses and I pull out this, like, mattress-sized fabric cover that at one point in its existence housed a mattress. And I'm like, well, this appears to be the packaging for a $200 mattress. Why is it back here? So Eric and I are searching around the mattress department, and we found a cheap, like, $60 mattress without the cover on it. And so basically what happened was somebody took the $200 mattress out of its packaging and then put it in the packaging for a $60 mattress and then paid for it. And because the front end people don't get trained properly, they would have had no idea that that was the wrong mattress in that packaging. It was amazing. I have no idea how they managed to get the packaging off 2 mattresses without anybody noticing them, but I feel like at that point they just deserved to have the mattress. I love listening to my supervisor telling me about all the people who steal stuff. I work at a grocery store. There was someone who entered the code for bananas and weighed like $7 a pound fish for like 29 cents a piece. That's a pound. That's amazing. There's a guy living in the ceiling of the woman's bathroom at our local Taco Bell. Oh my god, that is some dedication. Also, there's your Jadoa. He's going away now. 35 minutes. Let's do Aubriel's. He's sort of here in and out, so. We've found all kinds of crazy stuff all over the store. Stuff that's not in the right packaging, or stuff that got stashed somewhere. You can always tell when somebody's trying to steal something, though. Like, it's really obvious when somebody's, like, in the mood to steal a thing. It was pretty easy to combat that kind of stuff by, like, going up and talking to them, because you're not allowed to, like, for anybody who's never worked in retail, you're not allowed to just walk up to the customer and tell them that, like, you think they stashed something in their purse, because if they didn't, you can get in a shit ton of trouble for it. For accusing them of stealing when they didn't, but it's, you know, most people get spooked if you just go up and talk to them, so it, like, Babies R Us, we combated a lot of the theft by just saying hello, and then they would get scared and run. I've never dealt with theft at Taco Bell, but I had a lot of interesting customers and people trying to get free food. Oh, I bet that's amazing. I never really had any good stories of people trying to get free stuff. A lot of the times it was mostly like an angry grandmother who was like, this is just, I don't want to pay for it. Why is it on the, it's so expensive. It's on the registry. Like, I know it's on the registry. I'm buying it. Not exactly theft. There's a guy who comes in, takes a bunch of napkins from the soup place. They are free, but you're not supposed to take like 50 of them. Just buy the $3 packet napkins. Stop stealing the deli supplies. I never got that. Like, or like the people who steal like the little packages of ketchup. Like, why? A regular sized bottle of ketchup is like $3. Why are you stealing? I don't even think it's $3. I haven't bought ketchup in a while though. I don't use enough ketchup. But like, it seems like more effort to steal the napkins and stuff. Napkins are literally like $3. Maybe even less than. Like, you can get like a big pack for like not that much money. I guess the fact that it's free, but free is better than $2, but still, I never got that. Once cleaning the lobby after the doors have been locked, 100% definitely locked, and some guy opens the door and comes running in, fills his hoodie pocket with mild sauce, and runs out. Oh. That's amazing, actually. We had this family of like 10 people come in like 4 minutes before we closed, and they wandered around the store for like 45 minutes just shopping, and we were like, I can't kick you out, but please, don't be here anymore. We just cleaned up around them when they were ready to go. Somebody checked them out, and we just locked the doors after they came in. We just left the front doors, like we left the exit doors unlocked so they could leave. I hate people like that though, that like come in and like shop right before the store closes. Like, if you're gonna come in before the store closes, please just do it and get out. Costco sells napkins in bulk. Yeah, right? You can get the membership if you're not wealthy. That can be trouble sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if I would shop at those kind of places enough to, like, justify having a Costco, like, membership or, like, a Sam's Club. I don't know if I would ever, like, do enough of a thing to justify that. I feel maybe if I was, like, living with someone, but I feel like Costco's a really good deal for somebody with a big family. Like, if you have a family and you need, like, a shit ton of supplies like that, it's probably a good deal, but, like, I just don't know that I would spend enough money to justify it. Had someone who ordered 149 tacos and then was mad when they weren't ready 2 minutes later. That sounds like the worst. We had a lot of people at my job get mad when they wanted to, like, when they wanted a certain crib and it wasn't in stock. Because, like, the Babies R Us that I worked at was, like, its own isolated store, but it was still kind of a small store. So we didn't really have the storage space to keep all the cribs in stock, like, all the time. So we mostly only had the cheap, like, $100 cribs in stock, and then anything, like, better quality than that, you had to, like, wait for it. We had to order it directly from the manufacturer for you. So it was, like, made to order. You would get cribs and stuff, like, furniture in with that person's name on it. You know, it was their furniture. It was not for anybody else, but people would get, like, genuinely mad. They'd be like, I want to order this, like, $600 crib, and we'd be like, okay, it'll be here in, like, a week. And they were like, no, we need it now. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works. A guy comes up to the self-checkout saying he bought 24 packs of beer somewhere else buying something cheap. We mentioned it to the assistant manager, and yep, he's been in the beer aisle earlier. Well, there you go. We have to pretend like the first... At least we have to pretend to make the first 2 dozen to order. Give us time to make the other 10 dozen. Got cussed out for not having Verde sauce, even though it had been discontinued months ago, of course. How is it entirely just style for the cribs, like the difference in quality, just the materials and style? Yeah. Well, so one of the biggest tricks to work, one of the trickiest parts of working in the furniture department, which I loved being in the furniture department, but one of the trickiest parts of that was helping the customers pick out a crib that was a good quality for a good price. Because, like, the $1,000 cribs, like the ones that were like $800 a piece, and so you would spend like a shit ton of money for the whole set, it was because they had all these stickers all over them that said they were like eco-friendly and they'd been tested and verified, and like they had all, but it doesn't change the quality of the wood at all. It's just that they got all the extra testing done. It's one of those things where, like, the cribs have a certain standard of quality they have to adhere to. Like, they have to have testing done to make sure that the finish does not give off fumes. They have to use a certain kind of wood, and it has to be a certain grade of wood. You know, they have to have certain safety tests done to make sure that you can't tip the crib over. So they all have that. It's just that some of the crib manufacturers paid to have, like, this thing is organic, and it's eco-friendly, and they paid to have that put on it, and that's what you pay for the label. Some of it too is like, I mean, some of it's the brand, some of it is the quality. Like, if you, not that you can go to a Babies R Us anymore because they're all closing, but if you were to go to if you had the opportunity and you touched like a $100 crib versus a $600 crib, you would totally feel the difference. It is a big difference in the quality of the wood, but for some people it doesn't matter. You know, some people, they just need a good crib at a good price. It's crazy. Some people spend a ton of money on furniture. We always recommended like a couple of the middle of the road brands, because they were like, you know, like a $400 crib was like, or like a three to 400 was a pretty good range, because you were paying for quality materials but not paying for the quality name. Or half your custom. Hang on, I missed Briar's story. I'm gonna scroll back up here. Or it's like a baby soother 9000 with like extra baby comfort. You get that more with the mattress. Actually, the mattress is fucking dry. I love the guy who ordered and paid for 12 tacos and he was mad because we handed him 12 tacos. The food retail is just unhinged, yeah. Had a guy flirt with me and it was cleaning the lobby and talking to me about sauce. Interesting. I've seen a number of people who make themselves sick so they can get a refund on their food. Oh my god. What's the point of that? That seems like an unnecessary amount of effort to get free food. The stupid ones were the mattresses, because, like, there was a really good range of mattresses on one side of the wall that was, like, the cheap ones, so you get, like, the $50 ones sucked, but the $100 ones were pretty good. And then on the other side, there were, like, $200 mattresses that were, like, double-sided cooling, and one side is softer than the other for comfort when they're toddlers, and, like, made out of memory foam, and it's got this, like, cooling gel in it. Guys, it's a mattress for an infant. We were fine as kids. Your kids will be fine also. Do not not fret. Like, don't spew on the table because your steak was too rare. I don't get people who rare steak. I mean, you do you. If you like rare steak, go for it, but like, I don't get it. Grosses me out. Oh, Max, thanks for the host. I ordered a burrito a year ago and I didn't like it. Can I get a new free burrito? Have you been asked that? Because if so, that sounds incredible. We got that a lot more times than you would imagine, too. People coming in and being like, I bought this baby monitor like 4 months ago and it doesn't work. And we're like, yeah, it's a baby monitor. That's what happens. My kid dropped this baby monitor in the toilet. Did you pay for the warranty? No. Well, then I can't do anything for you. Sorry. Yes, you had somebody ask you that. It says, like, right on the wall, you know, return policy 30 days. The year if you put it on a baby registry, but... Man, that job, so, the thing about working in retail, and maybe it's because I had a really decent retail experience, but, like, looking back on it, I kind of miss it. I like the responsibility of working at the furniture desk and, like, kind of almost being a supervisor. I would have loved to have been paid like a supervisor, but I kind of like the responsibility. It was fun building the furniture. That was, like, half the fun part. Kind of miss that job a little bit. The thing that sucks is that, like, if anything happens with my current job, I can't just fall back on Babies R Us. I can't just be like, hi, I used to work here, can you hire me? I used to work for Babies R Us, can you maybe, like, let me work for Babies R Us again? Thanks. Hey, Max, what's going on? Thanks for the host, dude. Welcome to the chat. We're talking about retail nonsense. I was telling some stories about stupid things that got stolen at my job. Briar's telling us about crazy customers at his job, her job. Sorry, words, pronouns. What are pronouns? Fuck pronouns. Thanks. Somebody has that feeling. Somebody out there thinks fuck pronouns. All pronouns are fine for me, so don't worry. Oh, well, there you go. I love your stream. Aw, thanks. We're working on a bunch of stuff tonight. I actually only have like 10 minutes left. We were working on this guy earlier, and we finished up the line art for him. We finished up the line art for her. And now we're working on Aubrielle's character. I think her name was Willow. Did I get that right? They, them, but she, her, and he, him is fine. Oh, I can remember they, them. That's fine. I assumed she because your character is she, but then again, I am also a female using a male mascot, so... I suppose I shouldn't assume people's gender pronouns. I can remember they, them. Out of the bath now and you can focus on watching. Aw, yeah. Oh boy, a Skittles ad. Taste the rainbow. My, one of our products we're working on, me telling you this doesn't tell you anything about the product, but, my boss really wanted to use Ride the Rainbow as the tagline, and we were like, I'm pretty sure Skittles already did that. That's probably not a good plan. We should definitely not do that. You guys used to be so good, but I can't get this out-of-season fruit, so I think you're all greedy and you'll never shop here again. Sorry about that, I can't help it. The pumpkin season isn't for another 6 months. Yup. Alright, so I'm, like, casually avoiding the... Let's just real quick. People don't get that, like... Why did my voice just screech? What the hell was that? People don't seem to get that certain foods go out of season. I think it's because when you go to like a regular grocery store, like a Giant or something, or like a Schnucks, it's like, I don't know if Schnucks is open. But like when you go to certain grocery stores, it's like they're all certain things are always in stock, and like you can tell that they don't look as good when they're out of season. But like you can always get watermelon at Schnucks, but sometimes it doesn't look that good because they're not in season. They're small and they taste like garbage. Did you know that watermelons used to be small and yellow? Because I didn't know that. I learned that today from Danger Dolan. Complicated crown is complicated. Yeah, I was sort of avoiding it, but now I'm realizing that I need to just do it. Are your coconuts grass-fed? Oh, that's amazing. Yes, my coconuts are. I knew someone who worked at a game store, and he opened a store one early morning, a dude ran in and yelled Sonic and left. He must have just really liked Sonic. He must have been really excited about a Sonic something. We're weird. You know what I should be doing? Let's do this the smart way. Let's stop being a dumb and do it the smart way. Question mark? At what point did I merge those layers down? That, alright. I have to go to bed super sleepy. See you next time. Oh yeah! Have a good night. Sleep well. Thanks for the host and popping in for a little bit. All I see in my dreams is Sonic. I cannot get him out of my mind. I don't remember merging that down. Sonic is life. I love getting yelled at by someone for not receiving the thing they ordered, but I took their account and they were in fact not charged because that fruit is out of season. We don't charge the items that we don't ship. Well, hey, you know. You have so many good stories from, like, the chaos at your job. The most craziness I remember from Babies R Us of people getting mad about stuff not being in stock was actually more like anytime somebody wanted a display, say a stroller was out of stock and they really wanted that style, they'd get mad at us for not selling them the floor model, and I'm like, it's still sold though. I can't just give you the display model just for no reason. Like, get a lot of crazy people with food. Yeah. I sometimes feel like organic food's not like always all it's cracked up to be. Like, there's certain organic foods I can taste the difference with. Like, I like organic chicken. I think organic chicken tastes better for some reason. I can't really explain to you why, but something about, like, the organic chicken... I don't know, something about organic chicken. But, like, anything else, I never really noticed too much, to be honest. Are the mangoes grass-fed? That's a good question. I think probably the worst thing about working for Babies R Us was whenever we got understaffed, because then I'd have to do stuff I probably shouldn't have been doing. Like, there were a couple times that, like, I had to work in the gear department, like, doing strollers and stuff, and somebody would want a stroller that was only on the top shelf. And, like, I'm, like, 5 foot nothing, and I weigh, like, you know, I weigh a lot, so, like, I mean, I was in decent shape for somebody my size and weight, but, like, getting up on a big ladder by myself to pull down, like, a you know, several, you know, like 100-pound or whatever stroller was probably not the safest thing I've ever done at work, but there was nobody around to help me, so sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? This item has a 1-cent difference from what the catalog says. Those always drove me nuts. It was always such a hassle to do price matching because you had to get the manager to approve all of them. So anytime somebody was like, can you price match this with Target? I was... It's like a $2 difference, please. Not going to save you any money. Just to make my life easy and just pay the $2. I will pay the $2. Let me just reach into my pocket and pay the $2. I don't have to price match your shit. Remember, kids, don't do more work than you have to. Now that's not safe for work story. Yeah. That is enough. We could never get enough, like... First of all, we could never get enough guys to work at the store, but second of all, we could never get enough guys to stay working at the store. Like, most of the male employees we hired quit pretty quick because we were literally making them do all the manual labor. So a lot of them were like kids in high school and they just couldn't handle all the physical labor on top of school. But like they would come in at like 6 o'clock in the morning to unload the truck and they would be moving furniture for like 3 hours. Or like, you know, stocking gear. So they would be climbing up and down the ladders with just like hundreds of strollers and stuff, just stocking. Like, I'm surprised that some of them stayed around as long as they did because that was all they did. Because it was a lot of girls that were like me, you know, short, a little bit, you know, a little bit overweight. For like, you know, the average human being, you know, just like, actually it was more like average size, just normal, like average size girls. And not to say that girls can't lift things, but like the kind of people I worked with were like me, just totally average people. You know, no extra, like, physical skills. The men must be slaves. I'm not surprised. My mangoes, apples, and coconuts are all grass-fed. Good. Glad. I'm a pretty short guy and I can't lift for heck. Yeah, well, and that was the problem. We had a lot of guys who we had a lot of guys who shouldn't have been lifting too. Like the aforementioned old guy, you know, that was everybody's grandpa. He would lift stuff all the time. And he would get like visibly winded. Like somebody would come to pick up a crib and instead of letting me do it, because like, you know, I'm not strong. I can't like deadlift like a car seat, but if you give me if you give me a dolly, I can lift it enough to get it on the dolly. Or like a crib, once you get to be honest, like the cribs are huge because they come like in a big cardboard box the size of the headboard because you can't disassemble the headboard. And like, I'm not gonna lie, once you get the crib on the dolly, you can use your body weight to flip it upright so that you can move it, and then it doesn't matter how heavy it is because it's on wheels. So, like, I never had trouble with the cribs once I got them up. It was just a matter of tipping the dolly upright. And, like, Eric would never let me do anything. He was like, oh, no, I got it. I'm like, Eric, you are 70 years old. Go sit down. Like, please. All you're gonna do is get yourself all tired, and you're gonna be cranky, and then I'm gonna have to deal with you for the rest of the night. And I love you, but please go sit down. Like, I can handle it. It was a baby, so women rule the baby side of things. I don't know why we ended up with it. I think it's because a lot of guys don't want to work at a baby store. I think that's I feel like that was kind of part of it. Like, I imagine that if you are the average male that's in high school, like an average high school age male, that your first choice of where you would want to work would not be a baby store. I don't know, maybe that I would guess, like, I'd probably guess video game store first, but if, you know, without putting a stereotype on it, I would think that babies is not the first choice. We mostly sell bulk food. We have a different shipping system that reduces costs. However, since we mostly do bulk, there's a $5 fee for any order under $50. People would order about $10 of food and then would get mad at the $5 fee and change the order to $50 so they wouldn't have to pay the extra $5. Like, you were so mad about your order going from $10 to $15 that you bought $40 extra. Yep. Game stores are the worst, though. Oh yeah, no, they totally are. I worked at a GameStop for a little while. It was kind of rough, and that was as a girl. So like, did you work at a game store, Al? I think you said that earlier that you did. Everybody thinks it would be fun to work at a game store, and then not. Spite is a powerful motivator. I think people have that mentality of, like, they don't want to pay for something that's not beneficial to them. I do the same thing with shipping. You know, if I'm gonna buy something and it would cost me, like, I don't know, like, shipping just... Sometimes the shipping charge gets me. Like, when I'm ordering stuff online. Because it's like, if I could pay $10 more to cover $5 of shipping... It makes it feel a little bit more... And that's if I need something, though. Like, if I was thinking about buying a couple things off a website, but was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to buy this thing right now, but buying that thing would give me free shipping, then I'll probably do it. I'm not the kind of person that goes and, like, looks for an extra thing to cover the shipping cost, you know? My turkeys are vegetarian fed. The government is wondering where all the local vegetarians are going. Yes. I was gonna, but my brother who did work there at the time told me it wasn't worth it. His stories were kind of wild, too. As a girl working at a GameStop, you get a lot of... Unfortunately, I didn't work very long at that place because it was just a summer job for the season, so I don't really have stories from that, but... It was a lot of organizing shelves, to be honest. Like, you just spend the whole time making sure everything's there, and then standing around doing nothing. These people are getting free shipping and super low prices. Yeah, but 40. Yeah, that's goofy. I feel like it would be one thing if they were like at like a $5 difference, like buy $5 extra food and then you don't have to pay for the thing. Like, you might as well use that $5 fee to get $5 more food, but, like, $5 extra is kind of wild. I think of all the jobs I've had so far, which is not many, I think maybe GameStop was my favorite. Which is good, because it was also the shortest. Happens with this. I never get called by name. I wish I had a job where I could do something other than talk to customers, but as a phone rep, 100% of my job is listening to upset customers. So you probably have a bunch of stories. Like, that's probably... I could never be a store manager. That is way too much. That is way too much effort. Supervisor maybe, but I could have never. I could have been the supervisor of the furniture desk. I think that position never opened up, but I could never be a store manager. I'm gonna go over just a little bit. So might as well finish it. Some guy at our local pharmacy stole a bunch of pain pills and rode away on a bike. It obviously didn't take us very long to catch him. No, I would think not. Not a great plan. remember this when I was bagging this guy's groceries. I put 3 pot pies in a bag, and then I tried to put the 4th in his... When I tried to put the 4th in, his hand flew forward into my face and said, "Stop." He told me that any more than 3 pot pies in the bag was too heavy. Use your words before scaring the poop out of me, first of all. Yes. And second of all, 3 pot pies was too many. I have been known to put a gallon, like, I've been known to put a half gallon of milk, a half gallon of almond milk, and, like, 3 containers of ice cream or whatever. Like, I have been known to put lots of liquids in 1 container, like, heavier things, and be like, oh, this is fine. Mostly because I hate myself a little bit, I think. I think there's this part of me that wants me to just suffer from having to carry heavy things upstairs instead of spreading out my beverages. I don't think I've ever bought 3. Putting that out there. I don't actually think that's ever something I've done. Just trying to think of other liquid-type things that are heavy. My favorites and the most common are things along the lines of, this organic salt I bought has sodium chloride listed as an ingredient. Why are you putting chemicals in my salt? That's my... One of my favorite things is always the, what is it, the... dihydrogen monoxide. It's just water, but people... Shit. Okay! There we go. It is done. I only went with 6 minutes over. So. This is why we need education. This is why we need education. They're like, you're like literally required to list that as an ingredient, like as the scientific ingredient. Like, you can't not do that. Like, definitely not an option. Alright, you guys. It's time for bed. I had fun talking to you guys about dumb retail stuff, but it is time for me to go do a sleep. So, let's see. Is there anybody online that we can raid? Online doing the thing. Rise is playing Fortnite. Rexius is playing Shadow. Colossus Middle Earth. Silence painting guns. I don't know if you guys feel like it, but I'm just gonna go to bed. I will talk to you guys later on. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow for Subnautica. I'm really excited for Subnautica. I can't wait for you guys to see how everything looks. Everything's all ready to go, so we can actually go explore some alien ruins tomorrow. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for that. So have a good night or a good rest of your day, and I will see you later. Alright, bye!